All right. So, hello everyone. In this session, I'll cover how you can add an extra layer of security in your Canvas app. When I say an extra layer of security, what I mean by that is I know that all the Canvas apps we are creating, they are authenticated or they are restricted or they are, you can say, identified or already secured by our Office 365 connection. But let's say there is a chaos system where there are multiple people who are using the same device. How can I ensure that only the person who is eligible to view some detail, they are viewing it, and any other person who are at the same place or maybe using the same device, they should not be able to view the details or update any of the details of any existing or any other person. So before getting started, I'll have a quick intro of myself. I am Ritika Agrawal and I work as a cloud specialist here at Applied Info Services India Private Limited. If you want to connect to me, you can connect to me on my LinkedIn profile. I have the QR code printed on the screen here. You can also connect to me on Twitter or my email address. And the last one here is the personal blog, which where I write about all the learnings and all the tips and tricks that I have came across on the platform. So if you are seeing any issues and you want to check it out, you can do that. Apart from this, I have been recently awarded with Microsoft Most Valued Professional for the Business Apps category, and I am also a Microsoft certified trainer. Apart from this, I am also the UG leader for Hyderabad Power Apps and Power Automate user group. So if you want to connect to me if regarding any doubts, and if you want to take a part in the user group, you're welcome to do so. In case you want to share your knowledge in our future meets up with the people, and if you have something that you would like to present, you can also reach out to me regarding the same. Now let's see how what we are going to cover in this session and how we are going to do it. First, I'll give you a scenario where this additional layer can be needed in your applications, and then I'll tell you how to you can add additional layer of security by adding the OTP feature. Here, what we are doing is, let's say I have I'm running an organization, and there are a number of people who work on the kiosk system, and there are multiple entries and logs in and logs out of those people on a daily basis. But since not all the people who are working on the site, they don't have any Office 365 licenses or appropriate roles, they are going to use the same device. So how can I configure the app in a way where if person A is going to access the app, that person A should only be able to see the details which are assigned on his username, and if let's say a person B is logging into this application, then person B should only be able to see the details which are appropriate or which are meant for person B. So in this case, how we can add that layer of security is, I am going to add functionality where it will generate random numbers. So this random number, whatever is generated, it is going to be the OTP, the one-time password. So whenever, let's say, if I am person A and I am trying to log in the application, I am going to select which user I am. Then if you want, you can have an additional field for passing the email ID, but if you have stored it anywhere else in the backend, you can also use that. So once I have the email ID, I'm going to send an email on that email ID along with the generated password. So something like, first I generate the variable and then I add that into my email, and then finally when the user got the email, they'll be able to enter that OTP from email to your app. So that's how it will be authenticated. Here, the authentication method, as I already mentioned, it's going to be OTP. So on the app, there will be a control, or you can say a place where the OTP can be entered. And from there, it will take forward if it will analyze if the OTP is entered properly or not. If it's not properly added, then we'll display an error message. And if it is like validated, we'll navigate the user to other screen. So now what I want to cover as part of this slide is how you can generate new OTPs every time. So let's say if I have generated a OTP, I have generated a random number, and if let's say I am done and I have done my task on the application. Now the second person, they comes in and they want to, generate a different OTP. So in that case, what we'll do is we'll generate a random number every time that button is clicked. So there will be a button like send OTP on the Canvas app screen. Every time I click on that button, there will be a random number generated, and then it will be stored in a variable. So as long as I'm in that session, I'm active in that session, it will store that variable, and then from that variable, I am going to check if the value matches with the with what the user has entered on the app. So if my OTP is generated as 12345, and if the user has input 1234, in that case it doesn't match. So I want to display an error message, and if it matches like 12345, I'll try to configure a transition from one screen to another. So just to identify that we can perform n number of actions after this OTP is validated, and in similar ways we can achieve the functionality. So now I have added this slide intentionally into my slide deck, which is not related to the scenario we are working on, but I wanted to highlight the usage of components or how they can be helpful in this case. So let's say I have an application where I want to generate this OTP functionality, and I may have certain other applications as well. So in that case, I do not want to build the whole random number generation functionality again and again. So in that case, what we can do is we can convert that whole logical implementation into a component, and use it as like a custom component, and use it across your applications. In case you want to apply the OTP functionality to 10 apps, to 10 different apps, then you can use this component in all of these, and it will save you some time. Plus, if there are any changes that you want to apply to this component, they can be done at once. So if you want to apply those changes, you'll have to publish your component to component library first, and then it will reflect on all the applications. So specifically for random number generator component, I have already created a component and posted it on the community forums. So if you want to take a look, you can go there, and there is like an output property which gives you a random number generated every time. You can specify the number of digits you want in that OTP. That so this component support whatever number you pass as the length of your OTP, it will generate a random number of that equal length, and you'll be able to update it properly. In case you want to add additional features to this component, you can also do that. So this is the URL on the screen where you can go and visit this component. Now let's take a look at the demo we have in place, where I'll build a simple functionality on an app where it will have input for the user identity, and then there will be a button to send OTP. Once that OTP is sent, it will ask you to enter the OTP in a separate text box, and then after submission, it will analyze the logic and check if the person is going to be moved to a separate screen, or if there will be a validation error. So I'll go back to my browser window now. So this is the random number generator control that I'm talking about. So this is available on the community. If you want, you can check it out. In here, the component the component consists of following input and output properties. So first one is the length of this OTP number. As I mentioned, if you want a 5-digit OTP, you can enter this length as 5. In case you want to modify it to 6, then you can assign that length appropriately. Then there is an input property for show OTP. So in case I want to show this OTP on the screen, the option is there. But for like a random generator thing or an OTP generator application, we don't actually want to show the OTP. So you can mark this as off, and it will not display on the screen. Finally, there is this third input property, the text color of the text, obviously. So if I am going to show this OTP on my application, then what is the color that it is going to display in. But if that OTP is hidden on the screen, there is not much difference this text color input property will make. And then for the output property, so there is this result property. So in case you want to generate any random number every time, you can simply reset this control, and on reset of it, it will generate a random number, and it will be accessible through this result property. So this is the expression that is there in place. So it generates a random number, and based on the length of this control, it's going to give you the value. Because this function that we have ran, it doesn't give you the numbers like a random digit as is. It generates a value between 0 and 1, and after applying certain operations on it, I am generating digit wise OTPs. So I have directly downloaded this component from here. If you want, you can do the same. And in here, I have built this application. So I'll try to build a new one here. I'll go to Canvas app. And then I'll select the phone layout. So this will load a blank Canvas app for me, and I can drag and drop controls. For this scenario, I am going to use Office 365 users connector to get the user details. But in case you don't want to refer to your Office 365 directory, like in the case of a kiosk system, if you want to achieve it using, so the data can be stored anywhere. It could be in your SharePoint list, or it could be an Excel sheet or anything like that. As if you have that data in the format of table, you can easily show it on the app. So I'm going to change the theme to, let's say, this one, and I'll add something like an icon for creating the heading. So I'll select rectangle from here, and I'll mark this somewhat like heading, and I'll add a label which would be something like OTP validation. Now I'm going to add a combo box control. This is the control where I'm going to select which user I want to authenticate. So I'll add a label here. Select your user. Now I'll go to data sources here, and I'll add two data sources. So one will be Office 365 users, because I want to get those details. And the other one is going to be Outlook, Office 365 Outlook, because I want to send that email. So I have both these data sources available now in my application. Okay. So in the meanwhile, I can go here and select this combo box and pass the properties like Office 365 users. So here I'll select the fields to display. Okay, it's loading this formula. Let's wait for like a few seconds. Okay, so now it has loaded all the fields that are returned by this function. I'm going to show the display name here. So display name and then display name, the search will also be that. So here, if I take a look, I can see that there are 5 users which exist in my Office 365 directory, and I will be able to select those details. Now I want to add a button, which is like send OTP button. Before adding this functionality, I want to add the component which I just downloaded. So I'll go to components here, and then from here I'll select import component. If you have this component already imported in one of your other applications, you can directly reference it like this. I have this application already in place just as a backup, so it's showing me this value. But let's try to upload the file here once again. So the component, it's downloaded as an MS app file. I'll select that. And if I, take a look at the components of this component, So it just has a text box which is used to display that value. But in case I want to see what happens when I reset this control, this is where it generates the random number, and here are all the properties on the right side which I explained while explaining the component. So there is length, show OTP, text color, and then result. Now I'll go back to my screen here. I'll go to insert and add this custom component. So OTP generator. By default, it is visible, but if I want, I can set the visible property to false. So visible and then false. Okay. So now the control is hidden, and on the set OTP button, I'll set something like set, not set. First, I want to reset the component. So reset. And then I'll give the component name. So it is something like OTP generator _1, and then say this. Now I want to set a variable. So the variable is going to be generated value. Or let's call it generated OTP. And then I'll say this OTP. Again, I'll refer to this component here, OTP generator _1 dot result. So this is how it will set the value of this whatever the result has been returned. It will store it into this generated OTP variable, and then I'll add the expression for sending the email. So I think my IntelliSense is not working as it should, so probably I'll switch to a different app, or else I can play a video. Just give me a second. So I have a video already in place where I am going to build this whole functionality. So I will scroll to some part. So in here we have designed the application until here, like send OTP. If I play this app, I am selecting this the expression editor here. It is going to reset the component, and then I'll assign this generated OTP as whatever the result is returned from the component. So I'll store it as a variable, and then finally for sending the email, I'm using Office 365 Outlook connector and using the action send email v2. And once this step is done, I need to pass a few parameters. The first parameter is the email of the person who I want to send this email to. Because I'm using Office 365 connection, I can easily get the email address from combobox1.selected.mail. But in case you are using a SharePoint list, you can use that data source to fetch the value. And if you do not have that data stored anywhere, and you are looking to build a scenario where the person who is actually logging in, they'll enter the email address at runtime, in that case you can add a separate text input here. And so I'll show that quickly, like how you can do that. Instead of having this option to be able to select the users, I can have a text input in place where the person is going to enter the email ID, and whatever input we have added it here, it will be passed as the first argument of the send email v2 action. So now I'll play this again. First parameter is done, and then I need to pass a subject for sending this email. So the subject is passed as OTP for verification. And then finally, in the body, we'll be passing the OTP. So if I take a look at the expression here, it says, first of all, I have selected where I want to send this email. Then there is subject, and in the body, I have appended the value like OTP is generated OTP. So generated OTP is the variable that I just created, like in the second part of this expression. So whatever value is generated, every time I click this button, the component will be reset. It will generate an OTP for me, and then it will send that in an email. Now moving forward, once this send OTP button is configured, I am going to add additional controls where I'm going to, actually enter the OTP value. So I've added a label here and this, and then I'm going to add a text input control. So that's one thing. And I stopped in to save the application in between, so I'll move forward. So now I have the text input in place. So this is like enter OTP is an informational message, and this text input, what I have just added, it is going to be used for, entering that number. So I'll play this again. Here I have changed the format of this text input to numbers, because whatever OTP is going to be generated, it will be all numbers. So here it is something like, okay, format is changed to number, and then I will remove the default property. And after this, I have added a separate button here for submitting the OTP. So the you can say the purpose of adding this second button is after the user they have entered the input, they can click this submit OTP button, and then it will check if it is equal to the variable or if it is not equal to that variable. For the if the validation is successful, I have created a new screen which is like a confirmation screen only by default. And if my OTP is you can say correct, then I'll move to this new screen. And if my OTP is wrong, then I'll display a message on the same screen, on screen 1. So I'll play this app, the submit OTP button. If I explain the expression here. So here what it says is, if the value of text input dot text, so whatever value I'm adding in the text box just above the submit OTP button, if it is equal to my generated variable, whatever random number was generated, then navigate the user to screen 2. And if it's not valid, I am setting up a variable which is like not valid, and based on this variable I'll show hide the error message. So let me go back to the application here, whatever I have built already. So I'll edit this application. So this is the same application that I have demonstrated in the video I just played. So once this app is open, we can see that on the first screen there will be all the controls that we created, and there will be one other control which is for displaying the error message. So I'll show that once the app is loaded. Okay, so we have our app loaded here. If I explain the functionality here, it's same. It is going to send the OTP. The expression is same like here, whatever we have entered. And regarding these controls which I added for entering the OTP and the submit button. So right now they are not displayed on the screen because OTP is not sent. There is no value for OTP, so it's not displaying. I have added a visible condition here. So if the generated OTP is blank, then hide these controls and just show me a blank screen. And in case I select this button, which is like submit OTP button, submit OTP, then in that case, on select of this button, let me open that. So here, if it will check that the value, if it's equal, if it's not, then it will set this not valid variable. Now, if I go to this label 4, the value here says invalid OTP. And so here the visible property, it will depend on the two conditions, which are like, yeah, I think it's stuck. Just give me a minute. Okay, maybe my window is okay. Now I can see the expression in the visible property here. So it is something like, if it's the generated OTP is not blank and it's not valid, so it will not display. If it's like invalid OTP, then it will display this error message. So let me play this app for you. And here, if I select, let's say, Ritika Agarwal, So if I select this send OTP button, it will do some processing in the back end. And as I heard this sound, it sent me an email. So let me go to that email. So here, whatever subject I have passed in the email, it's displayed here along with the body, and the email address where the email is sent, it's picked from the combo box control where I have, all the users in place. So this is how like the OTP, whatever is sent to the email, it can be passed on to the application. So if I copy this OTP and I set it in the box here, and if I remove one of the digits here, this means that the OTP is invalid now. It should not be validated, right? So if I click on the submit OTP button, it will show me this message like invalid OTP. And if I want to, add something else and again try to submit this, it will still be the same, invalid. In case now I select the right value or the correct OTP, and if I click on this submit OTP button, it navigated me to the second screen. So this is how you can, with a few controls, you can select which email address or which user you are trying to authenticate. Then with this send OTP button, let me do this again. With the send OTP button, it will send an email and ask you for the inputs, like whatever OTP is entered. And then if you want, you can, add this OTP there as well. One other thing is like for most of the scenarios where we use OTP, there is like a time-based value associated with it. So in that case, you can add a timer control here. The configuration will go something like when you add a timer control here, you can set a variable and start that timer control. And since like if let's say I want to set the expiration of this OTP to 5 minutes, in that case, I can add this timer here and add the timer time to 5 minutes and trigger the timer from here. So once the OTP is assigned, it is going to, trigger that timer. And after that, once that time is completed or the 5 minutes are completed, then you can set an expression on the on timer end property like set generated OTP equals to blank. If the OTP is going to be blank, and even if the person, who tries to enter the right OTP after, let's say, 5 more minutes, then they'll not be able to enter this application. They'll have to, regenerate a OTP, and then once that OTP is entered, then only it will like authenticate your application. So with this, you can, use the OTP functionality for sending an email in case you are looking for something like a text messages or something like that. So there you'll have to use a third-party service because direct sending of messages is not, a feature here. So you can either use Trello, or if you have any third-party service API of your own, you can build a custom connector, and from that you'll be able to send the text messages. So the main key that we have here is the generated OTP variable. Whatever value is generated, it's like an OTP, and if you want to set an expiration time, you can do so. But this is the only value which is going to, identify if the logged in user is a valid person or not. So this is how you can, add number of possibilities here in this application. In a case where you have certain other requirements, like if you want to add, let's say if I want to add additional security, in that case, if you want, you can enable face recognition system also in the Canvas apps. So for face recognition system, you will have to use the camera control here. You can use this camera control. And for analyzing the image, you can use Azure Cognitive Services to analyze that image and match that image to already predefined set of images. So those kind of features are doable in the Canvas app for adding an additional layer of security. But for the purposes of this demo, I was trying to, cover this part where the person can be authenticated or the person can be validated using an OTP. So this is like, if you want, you can update it, you can update the design. If you want to set any other feature on this, like here I'm just navigating to a different screen, but if you want, you can set variables here based on user context. And if you have a SharePoint list or even CDS entities and you want to match those details, you can set all the variables here. And if you want, you can if you want to add a logout functionality here. So if I'm done with my work and I want to, going to log out, so I'll add a separate button here and select log out. Okay, and on this logout, I'll simply say navigate to my screen 1. So here, if you have any other variables, like for setting the user context and anything, you can update it, but you can set them to blank or remove the values. But if in our scenario we are just trying to move to a different screen, so I'll leave it to that. I'll say navigate to screen 1, and if I play this app, even though I am authenticated, if I click log out, that means I am back to screen 1 and there is no way of going back to my previous screen until and unless I do this authentication again. So if you want, you can implement such a functionality as well for logout. On screen 1, don't add any of the icons where it says like back button or where the expression is back. So something like this, if I add a button and here I would say back. So this will take you to whatever screen it was, displaying before this current screen. So don't add any of this, any such functionality here on this home screen, and you'll be able to add the logout feature. About the same lines, if you want to have a look at the expressions or how you can, build this in your application, I have a blog in place on my personal blog. So if you want, you can generate random number OTPs and then authenticate in Canvas app. So whatever I have explained as part of this session, it's there. And if you want to take a look at it at any point of time, you can do that. So this is how it is going to be. Any questions? Because that's what I had for demo.